Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I decided to do a NHL tiers list, kind of like a where are they now. Most teams are 7 or 8 games into the season. That's differentiating with COVID and how that's affecting different teams. Ignore this, long story. Yes, I have a Kraken jersey. I'll put a link in the description for where I got it for a very cheap price at about $35, and it came within less than a month, which is pretty good for these types of websites and these types of jerseys. Alright, so let's hop right into it. We have our tiers, Stanley Cup champs at this point. These are going to be hot takes. A, B, C, D, F, and then first round pick. Basically, thanks for coming. You're going to get a first round pick, or high first round draft pick. So starting off with Anaheim, on the back of the board, I have the standings very horribly chicken scratched in there, but just to kind of give me some leverage, because I can't look at the standings and this at the same time. So Anaheim, they have 13 points so far, and that's way better than anybody expected for them to have the season. John Gibson, fantastic goalie, one of the best goalies in the league in my opinion. He's not going to be enough to hold it down for him. They just don't have enough offensive firepower. And for that reason, Anaheim, you're going to be the first team to go in the F category. Just because I think it'll tamper out pretty quickly at the end of the season. By the end of the season. Next up, we have the Boston Bruins. They have 18 points, second in the league for their standings. They're playing great. I mean, everyone thought, okay, yes, their core is aging. They're going to get a bit older. That's not really having an impact. So I got to put them in A, I would say, for Boston. Okay, and then moving on to Buffalo. Let's see. So Buffalo, New Jersey, the Islanders, and the Rangers. I know New Jersey technically isn't in New York, close enough. The first time where I've seen all 4 of those teams this close in the standings at that point, all kind of lined up with each other. They're all sitting at 10 points. But with that being said, Buffalo, you got Taylor Hall, you got Eichel, he has Dahlin, Ullmark. You have a good core, and you're not starting off terribly, but you're not also starting off that good. So I'm going to have to put Buffalo in the C category. All right, next up is Calgary. Massive disappointment. That's all I have to say for Calgary. But with that being said, will they pick it back up? And they should start doing better, I think, personally. But as of now, I got to put them in the D category. Because they're sitting at 13 points, but 11 points at the time of this video, which is February 2nd at 6 o'clock p.m. Central Time. So obviously there's going to be games that are being played tonight that aren't going to be accounted for in this list. Would it change too much? Probably not. But moving on to Carolina. They got to go in the A tier. They're killing it right now. Svechnikov's looking great. Mrazek, we know he got that terrible injury against the Stars. I think they said it was a thumb. But Reimer's stepping in and doing a great job for him. I'm going to have to put Carolina in the A category for now. Again, please forgive my handwriting. It's terrible. I know. Coming in second, Chicago. Started out the year terrible. Now they got the ball rolling a little bit last night with the 2-1 victory over the Stars in overtime. As for their future, if Doc and Taves can come back, and be healthy, they're going to be a B category team and give the 4 spot in the central standings a run for their money. So Chicago is going to be our first B category team. Up next, Columbus Blue Jackets. Nope, Colorado Avalanche. They're on a COVID pause right now, are dealing with some injuries. Thankfully, when McKinnon got injured, they basically went right to the pause, and that's going to help them tremendously. But that being said, they're having a pretty solid A. I think they're going to finish. It's going to be close between Vegas and Colorado in that number 1 spot. Either way, both of them have the 1 and 2 spots locked up pretty easily, I'd say, in the West. So I'm going to have to put them in my A tier. Now we have the Columbus Blue Jackets, who you look at the Pierre-Luc Dubois trade and you think, okay, they got Patrick Laine, right? They got Patrick Laine, and he didn't have the best debut with against Dallas, but then he came back the next 2 games, and he's solid. But with that being said, Merzlikis, Korpisalo, they've shown some inconsistency. Seth Jones finally got his scoring off started, also against the Stars. Their defense is going to be an interesting thing to watch this year, but I'm going to have to put them in the C. The CBJ. Because there's too many Coles and Cals. They all kind of look the same. Next up, the Stars. I'm not going to lie. If you watch my other videos, you know how I was fearing that they would just drop out and do terrible, and that's exactly what I thought on opening night, and then they went and won 7-0 and shut me up in the rest of the league. They lost to Carolina. They lost to Columbus. Obviously, they started off 4-0. You're going to lose games. But without Sig and without Bishop, without Kiwi Ranta, they didn't have Ben and Hintz for stretches of that time. And they're playing with a rookie goalie, Ottinger, that's pairing with Hudobin. They're doing pretty freaking well for what they're dealt with right now. So for that, I'm going to have to put them at B. Definitely not A. Definitely not going to be a top division leader, but without a doubt, B. Coming in next, the Detroit Red Wings. Yeah, F. Sorry, Detroit. I mean, it's nice to see Bobby Ryan playing well for the most part. He's had a rougher stretch the past 2 or 3 games, but before that, Anthony Mantha looks like he's sleeping and he doesn't want to wake up, and it just looks like a dumpster fire. I'm not going to say first round draft pick because just stick till the end of the video. You'll know why. Edmonton Oilers up next. Edmonton I haven't been following too closely, to be fair, in my defense. I'm going to go ahead and just slap them in B because with the player, they're playing up to par, in my opinion. If you aren't sticking out to me as bad, but you also aren't exceedingly doing well, I think they should just go to B. Anybody disagrees for any particular reason, please let me know why. If anybody watching this watches the Oilers closely, please let me know if you think where they should go. I'm just going to say B for now. Florida Panthers. Wow, I did not see that coming. I don't think anybody else saw them coming. Now they're sitting with 14 points, and low in the division, in the standings, in the league standings, that is. But that's just because they haven't played that many games because of COVID, and that's to be expected. At the time of this video, they are playing grade A hockey. And I never thought I'd be saying that, but they proved me wrong. LA Kings. Orange County, LA area, having a rough bit of hockey these past 5 or so years. Unfortunately, when Quentin Byfield comes into the league for LA, people are saying he's the best draft pick of that round. He played well for Team Canada in the World Juniors. we'll never know. And one player isn't going to give LA that boost that they're thinking they're going to get. Well, he have a great impact, I'm sure. He seems like a great player. He's huge, but sorry, LA. Coming in next, the Minnesota Wild. They're in a tough division, and why they're in the West when they're more central than Dallas, I don't know. I'm going to sneak back here to my cheat sheet. They're right up there with Edmonton, but Minnesota I don't think is going to last as long as Edmonton is. And for that reason, I'm going to put them in the C category. They just lack that depth that Edmonton has. So I'm going to kind of be comparing the two as to why I'm justifying it from an Edmonton aspect, and they just don't have the talent to put them next to Edmonton right now. Montreal. 2015-2016 season, I think they went 10-0 in their first games. Correct me if I'm wrong, but their first 10 games they went 10-0, and they played amazing, and they died. Will this happen this season? I don't know. I don't know. But with that being said, I mean, they are playing phenomenal. And that needs to be recognized, so I'm going to put them in A. I am playing fantasy hockey this year and have Shea Weber and Jeff Petrie, two of the defensemen on my team. And they're consistently getting goals. They're consistently being put up on the scoreboard. It's nice to see. It reminds me of the Stars a little bit because of their defensive contribution to the offense. So that'll be fun to see. But I don't think it'll last. Montreal, what's next? Nashville. I'd say D for Nashville. Try to make this as unbiased as possible because I do not like them, but I'd say D. I'm trying to think of what to say to Nashville fans. Obviously, the first two games of the season for the Stars were not good for Nashville. They're sitting at 10 points. I'm not going to put them in F yet. I'm not going to give up on them. I do think they could bounce back, but right now they're not showing anybody that. Up next, the Devils, Islanders, Rangers. Devils, Islanders, and Rangers, all three right next to each other, all have 10 points, so I'm going to kind of do this kind of fast. Devils are on COVID pause. I think the Islanders were on a COVID pause. Either way, they were both playing just okay. And then I'm going to put the Rangers one tier below. Just because I don't think Lafreniere's developed as quickly as people thought he would. Is that all there is to New York? No, but that was supposed to be the big story. It didn't happen. They don't have a lot going for him, in my opinion. And that's why I put him a tier below. I think Jack Hughes is turning it up, and I think Barzal and Andrews Lee, I think they're just going to be doing great things for the Islanders to continue. So up next we have the Ottawa Senators. Sorry, at the time of this video, you guys have 2 wins. Kachuk's a goon, man. I don't like him, but either for Calgary or for Matthew or Brady, I don't like him. Either way, they don't get the first round pick next year. I'm going to be really surprised, and I'm saying it now. I'm going to be very surprised if they don't get the first draft pick of the first round. Philly. Let's see what Philly is. Okay, so yeah, they're crushing it. I think easily probably could win their division. Good job, Philly. I mean, you got Hayes, Couturier, Giroux, Van Riemsdyk's, playing well. Hart's been a little up and down in the net for them, but other than that, I mean, they've been playing great hockey. Phoenix, Arizona, Coyotes. So they can second to get used to. They're sitting with 11 points. And I don't want to put him in F because, I think guys like Connor Garland and Phil Castle, and they have great goaltending and Darcy Kemper. I just don't think they're F yet, but they're now worthy of C with 11 points for as many games that they played. It's not gonna work. Pittsburgh Penguins. Yeah. Sorry, Pittsburgh. You're gonna also go in the D category. You guys have been playing awful, and that was also to be expected. Not also, but kind of to be expected this season. And that's for good reason. I mean, yes, you get rid of Jack Johnson. Also, sorry, aforementioned. Another reason why I put the Rangers here. You have Jack Johnson. Pittsburgh, which I terribly abbreviated. Just gonna... Good enough. Yeah, this aging core, that's all I gotta say. St. Louis. I'm gonna have to put in B. Mike Hoffman's been a good addition. Trading away Vince Dunn, or not trading him, releasing him, was a bit of a surprise to me. I heard he wasn't playing well, but he's a great defenseman either way. If a guy's in a slump, give him a second, Don't just jump ship. Braden Shen's going to play good. Tarasenko going off. And Binnington doing well as well. So they're B, but not A, just because I think I just have a gut feeling that they're not. I think they could get to the second round of the playoffs. I don't think they're going to go too far, though. San Jose. Sorry, Sharks. Although Joe Pavelski last year when he signed with the Stars didn't seem like, San Jose was missing much. He quickly changed that in the bubble, and at the start of this season, he's absolutely killing it. Carlson was not worth it for you guys. You very well could be down here with Ottawa. All three of these teams could, to be honest, but I'll leave you in that for now. Up next, Tampa Bay Lightning. No, it's really rare for back-to-back Stanley Cup champs to happen, but it's probably a good chance that happens this year. It's ridiculous. I think 7-1-1 last time I checked. I don't know how you had the cap space to sign all those players, but next year will be a different story, I think. Toronto. Congratulations, Toronto. That's not going to last. Enjoy that. Enjoy leading the league in points right now. Enjoy it, because it's not going to last. That being said, Marner's playing amazing. Matthews is playing amazing. I don't see any sign of this team stopping unless I think what kills this team could be a COVID break. I do. Or a COVID outbreak. This team needs all the momentum they have right now. And if players get exposed or they have to go and postpone some of their games, I think it's going to kill their streak right now and kill their season. But as of now, they're A. Canucks. Man, I held the standards so high for Vancouver this season, and I'm not going to put them in D just because I know they'll bounce back. But they need to figure it out fast if they want to have any chance of competing in that division, in the Northern Division, it's just ridiculous. And we knew that there was going to be good hockey coming from that, but I didn't think this good. I thought Vancouver was going to be one of the good teams we were going to be watching alongside Calgary, but I guess when you play amazing teams like Montreal, Toronto, in Edmonton, you're not going to be doing too hot every single game, maybe unless you play Ottawa, but Vancouver needs to pick it up. Washington Capitals. Gonna have to throw him an A. Ovi last night, it was the 7-4 loss to Philly, but Ovi still looks like he has it in him. Not much to say about Washington. I haven't been following them, I'll be honest. I haven't been following them too much. Oh, I forgot Vegas. Vegas. I hate putting another tier or another team in A, but Vegas deserves to be an A. They're playing great hockey right now, and that's all that needs to be said. And then lastly, Winnipeg. I'm gonna put them in B, just because it's not fair to compare. I know Winnipeg's playing great. Winnipeg fans, forgive me, but I can't have two Northern Division teams in there. That's just how good that division is. But so that basically wraps it up, guys. Thank you for watching. If you took the time to subscribe, like, please let me know you enjoy these types of videos, and that'll let me know that I need to keep making them if you enjoy this content. You guys have a good evening.